What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back. I gotta scratch my leg here. Hold on one second. There we go. Hope you're doing well today. This is gonna be fun. Today we're gonna check out 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins. This isn't my first time hearing this, like many of the videos I'm doing here, but this is like one of the ones where I'm kind of just going over one of my favorite songs, and this is a really good song from one of my favorite albums by Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, which was just it was a banger album. Is that what people say now, banger? It was a banger album, and it had many great songs on it, like this, Tonight, which I'm also going to do a video on. And I just thought I'd share it with you. Maybe you already know much a lot about Smashing Pumpkins. Maybe this will be your first time hearing the Smashing Pumpkins, but I highly suggest that if you haven't, go check them out. It's an excellent band. Anyway, that being said, let me just get into this. Enough of my rambling. Let's do this. And here's the thing. Already, the one thing that really hits you is the way that the melody starts. Because the melody is very much filled with this kind of youthful exuberance, wistfulness, and kind of hopefulness. You know what I mean? There's a certain kind of innocence to the melody that's being played before you even get into the lyrics. And as you're gonna see, this song really encompasses that kind of naive, headstrong yet hopeful mind frame of a child or a teenager at a particular point in their life. But let's keep going.
Shakedown 1979. Cool kids never have the time. Live wire right up off the street. You and I should
And one thing I really do love about this video also is how the video is basically just a bunch of kids hanging out. It's the video like because sometimes videos are a bit more metaphorical or abstract in relation to the song. There's some videos where I kid you not, it's literally just let's just make something really cool to go along with the song. Video has nothing to do with the song. This video very much encompasses the idea of what this song is about because the whole video is just a bunch of kids doing stuff, getting into things, having fun. It's beautiful.
jukebox skipping like a stone. Headlights pointed at the dawn.
That was funny though. Proud parents of a D student. I wonder where do you even get a bumper sticker like that? I wonder. That's hilarious.
We were sure we'd never see an end to it all. Even care to shake these silver blues. And we don't know just where our bones will rest to dust. I guess God embedded us all to the earth below.
And what I also really love about like as I'm listening to this again now, it's been a little while since I've heard this song, but as I really get a chance to listen to it now and think back on it, like this song really does there's this that captures that feeling of when you're a kid because the song very much is about like when especially in that first verse about the mind frame of what you're like when you're a teenager, especially like a young teenager. I say like 15, 16 years old. I'd say anywhere between like 14 to 16, when you have this feeling of like, the time seems endless. It seems like this point in your life will, kind of last forever. but you also feel kind of aimless and lost at the same time. And you're not really sure where anything's going. I think the first verse really encompasses that idea of I don't know where I'm going. I don't really know what tomorrow is going to bring. And but it feels like this will just last forever, and I have all the time in the world. And I think that's really encompassed there in that first verse.
Double cross the vacant and the bored. They're not sure just what we have in store. Morphine, city slipping dues down to sea. We don't even care as restless as we are.
And then like the second verse here, I think really takes on the idea of where the first verse sets the mind frame of what a teenager is and where a teenager rests of like feeling like everything is endless and like you have plenty of time. The second verse really kind of discusses another aspect of the mind frame of a teenager, which is the how can I put it? The very much the spontaneity and living for the moment kind of mind frame. Because a lot of kids, if you remember being a teenager, I remember being a teenager, you're not always entirely forward thinking. You know, you're always very much kind of in an emotional because your hormones are all over the place, and because of that, your emotions are all over the place. Everything is very black and white, life or death. But you also kind of live very much for the moment. For like 1 minute, you're like you're thinking from like this minute to this minute to this minute to this minute, and I think that second verse really encompasses the idea of living in that moment, you know. And then it kind of tones back into the chorus because if you notice, each time it goes back into the chorus, the lyrics slightly change for the chorus. Like the first one, first verse, he said, "And we don't even care to shake these Zephyr blues." Whereas in this one, he goes, "And we don't even care as reckless as we are." So the first verse, the first hook, really brings in totality the idea of the first verse, which is, I have all these feelings, but I don't really care to shake it. I just kind of am wrapped up and encompassed in it. And the second verse is like, I don't really care. I'm being reckless and stupid, but at the same time, it's fun because it's exciting and I'm living for the moment. And I think it's not only that does it really encompass that, but I think it's really smartly done. It's very well. It's very good songwriting. You know, to even though it keeps with the same tone, they change certain parts in the chorus to reiterate and kind of bring into bring up the general thought, or to I keep saying that to encompass the general thought of what that verse means, and to kind of put a period at the end of it.
In the land of 1,000 years, born silent, lamented at the show, to the lights in towns below, past that sweet sound, past that we go beneath the sound.
And here's another thing. This is one of the reasons why I think that Billy Corgan, just in general, is also a really good songwriter and a really good artist and musician, because he's very good at embodying an emotion in the song, not just in the lyrics, but in the way he sings it. Like in this song, you hear very much this. This song is very much sung from the perspective of someone who's in their probably mid 20s, early 30s, reminiscing on their teenage years. And you very much understand that he's looking back on it with some fondness, but he's not being while he's looking at it through a nostalgic lens, there's a sense that there's not a he's not deluding himself into thinking that it was all good and that everything that he did was right, but he also misses that time when he could be reckless, when he didn't have to think about the future, when he didn't have to worry about responsibilities, and thinking about like just reminiscing on the general feeling of that. And not only in his words, but in the way he sings it. The way he sings it, you can hear a sort of a longing and a wistfulness to the words and to the way that he sings the song, and also in the softness of his voice. And he never gets too loud. He's never, because Blake Horgan has a very powerful voice. The dude can sing his ass off. Believe me, there are some other songs they do. Dude can like blow you out of the water, but in this, he knows how to use his tone to convey that nostalgic, longing feeling in his tone, and not only that, in the melody of the song itself. It has this. The melody itself makes you feel very nostalgic. If you just heard it by itself without the words, you would get that feeling, and you're not even sure what you're nostalgic for, but you would start feeling that. And I think that's part of what makes him and Smashing Pumpkins in general a really great band.
Justine never knew the rules. Hung down.
I also love how each member, the members of the band, like they're the band of the party, but then like they play little bit parts throughout the video. Like right there, there's the guitarist whose name I do not remember right now. Oh God, I know a lot of my friends are gonna, oh, they're gonna be mad at me for not remembering this, but whatever. Moving on.
With the freaks and no apologies ever need be made.
I love the kid out there. He's trying to get adults to buy them beer. He's trying to like convince them to go in there and get them alcohol, and how they're just messing around in the store, as kids tend to do, because kids are idiots, and I mean that in the most loving of ways. And they don't care. I think we've all been that kind of just ridiculous in a store.
Are you better than you fake it? See that we don't even care to shake these balloons, and we don't know just where.
Here's something that's interesting that I think that I miscalculated a little bit, is that his tone is very wistful, but he's also at the same time singing it in a very much a first person, because he's not saying we didn't care. He's saying we don't care. So he's very much singing that the song in the first person point of view of a teenager, of possibly himself at that point in time in his life. It's a very much a first person, like it's in the moment. He's singing it in the moment, but the tone in which he sings it is of someone who's longing. So I think that's really interesting how he both, the lyrics are very much in the present tense, but the tone of the song is very much in a nostalgic kind of looking back sort of tense. Yeah, if that makes any sense. Anyway, let's keep going. And what I really like about this video is that the kids, through all their actions in the videos, like, it shows you that like nothing they're doing is necessarily good or right or wrong. It's a little bit of all of that, but there's a certain joy in it, because when you're that young, how can I put it? You don't have a certain level of empathy, So we don't like, especially like the end scene of the video where they just start trashing the store and they run out and the girl drives off with the car. You know, when you're a teenager, you think all that stuff's fun. You don't comprehend what that is for someone else and what kind of stress and strain or how your actions will affect another person. But that being said, that was 1979 by the Smashing Pumpkins. Let me know what you think. Did you like this song? Have you ever heard this song before? If this is your first time hearing the song, go check out the actual song, come back to this video, and then tell me what you think of the song. Also, I'd love to hear what you have to say. You know, we enjoy conversation here in this realm of the internet. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Why haven't you subscribed? Please, get your life together. Do the right thing. Hit the subscribe button. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later, alright? Peace.